Have you ever thought about the North Pole? It sounds like a simple, fixed point on a map, right? Well, not exactly. Earth actually has two North Poles. There's the geographic North Pole, the one at the top of the globe that never moves. But then there's the magnetic North Pole, and this one is on the move. And its journey might just change everything about our world. For the last 150 years, the magnetic North Pole has been wandering across the Canadian Arctic, covering a distance of about 685 miles. But recently, something strange has been happening. It's picked up speed, a lot of speed. Right now, it's shifting northwest at a blistering pace of 25 miles per year. To put that in perspective, that's like it's running a marathon every single year. Scientists are watching this acceleration closely because it could be a sign of something much, much bigger, a full magnetic polar flip. So what does that even mean? Normally, Earth's magnetic field acts like a giant bar magnet, with a north and a south pole. This invisible field extends far out into space, creating a protective bubble around our planet called the magnetosphere. It's our first line of defense against dangerous radiation from the sun and deep space. But geologic history tells us this field isn't always so stable. Believe it or not, Earth has gone through periods where it didn't just have two magnetic poles. Sometimes it had 4, 6, or even 8 poles all at once. Imagine several smaller magnets scattered around the globe instead of one big one. When this happens, these multiple magnetic fields start to clash and fight against each other. This conflict dramatically weakens the overall magnetic shield of our planet. During the full-blown reversal, scientists predict Earth's magnetic field could weaken by as much as 90%. That's like our planetary force field dropping down to just 10% of its usual strength. Why should we care? Because that magnetic field is essential for life as we know it. It deflects harmful cosmic rays and solar radiation that can damage our DNA, leading to an increased risk of cancer and other health problems. With a significantly weaker shield, the very surface of our planet would become more hazardous. Let's think about air travel. Planes flying at high altitudes are already exposed to more radiation than we are on the ground. During a magnetic flip, that exposure could skyrocket, making long-haul flights far more dangerous for both passengers and crew. We might need to rethink our entire approach to global aviation, and it's not just us humans who would be affected. Many animals rely on Earth's magnetic field for navigation. Think of migratory birds that fly thousands of miles, or sea turtles that cross entire oceans to return to the beach where they were born. They have an internal compass that guides them. If that compass suddenly goes haywire because the magnetic field is weak and chaotic, these animals could become completely lost, unable to find their breeding grounds or food sources. This could lead to massive disruptions in ecosystems all over the world. The situation could get so extreme that certain parts of the planet might become temporarily uninhabitable for humans. Areas with the weakest magnetic protection could be bombarded with so much radiation that living there would be too risky. We might see populations needing to migrate away from these danger zones. Out in space, the situation would be even more dire. Astronauts aboard the International Space Station and future space missions would be in incredible danger. They would need heavily reinforced shielding on their spacecraft and habitats just to survive the intense barrage of cosmic radiation. But perhaps the most immediate and widespread impact would be on our technology. Our entire modern civilization is built on a foundation of electronics that are vulnerable to magnetic and radiation interference. Think about your smartphone. The GPS that tells you how to get to a new restaurant? It relies on a network of satellites, all of which are protected by the magnetic field. What about global communications, the internet, and even our power grids? They are all at risk. A powerful solar storm hitting a weakened magnetic field could induce massive electrical currents in our power lines, overwhelming and frying transformers. This could lead to widespread, long-lasting blackouts. Imagine entire continents without power for weeks or even months. The world would grind to a halt. We would lose communications, financial systems would collapse, and supply chains would be broken. It would be a technological apocalypse. This isn't just science fiction. We're already seeing a preview of what this could look like. There is a region over the South Atlantic and parts of South America known as the South Atlantic anomaly, or SAA. This is a vast area where Earth's magnetic field is already unusually weak, and it's been growing. For decades, satellites passing through this zone have experienced technical glitches. The Hubble Space Telescope, for example, has to power down some of its sensitive electronics every time it flies over the SAA to avoid being damaged by radiation. Astronauts on the International Space Station have their own strange experiences when they pass through the anomaly. They report seeing bright flashes of light, even with their eyes closed. These are cosmic rays hitting their retinas, a direct result of the weaker magnetic shielding in that region. This isn't a small spot either. The South Atlantic anomaly has been expanding and now covers roughly 1/5 of the Earth's surface. It's a giant growing weak spot in our planetary armor. Now you might be thinking, when is this all going to happen? Well, the geologic record shows that magnetic reversals happen, on average, every 200,000 to 300,000 years. Here's the unsettling part. The last full reversal was about 780,000 years ago. That means we are long overdue for the next one. The rapid movement of the magnetic North Pole and the growing South Atlantic anomaly are both potential signs that the next flip might be starting to get underway. So are we just waiting for a disaster? Not exactly. Scientists are working hard to understand what's happening deep within our planet. The European Space Agency, or ESA, launched a trio of satellites called SWARM. Their mission is to create the most precise map of Earth's magnetic field ever made. By tracking its changes with incredible accuracy, they can build better models of what's happening in the Earth's core, where the magnetic field is generated. This data is crucial. It helps us understand the process, predict how the field might change in the near future, and most importantly, prepare for the risks. Knowing where the field is weakest and how it is shifting allows us to better protect our critical infrastructure. We can design more resilient satellites, create new protocols for aviation, and develop strategies to reinforce our power grids against geomagnetic storms. This isn't about panicking. It's about being prepared. Earth is a dynamic and ever-changing planet, and the magnetic field is one of its most powerful and mysterious forces. By studying it, we can learn to live with its cycles, ensuring that humanity can navigate the challenges of a magnetic pole reversal and continue to thrive. The next flip won't happen overnight. It's a process that could take thousands of years to complete. But the weakening of the field could have significant effects long before the poles fully switch. That's why the work being done now is so important. We're living in a fascinating time, witnessing a fundamental planetary process unfold. Thanks for watching, and if you found this journey into Earth's magnetic mysteries interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the science that shapes our world.
Thanks for watching. Like, comments, and share.